I'll share 5 things that I learned for you to edit your videos like a professional. Hey everyone, my name's Tom. I am a freelance photographer and videographer currently based in the Netherlands. Coming from Premiere Pro on a Mac, I have always experienced difficulties. Premiere not starting, shutting down when exporting, failing to play back clips even when proxies are made, but mainly those colors that change like completely after exporting. I'm learning Davinci Resolve for about a month now, and I will show you my first video that I made with the program. And this is the video that I shot in just 1.5 hours. And here are 5 tips that I want to share with you for you to edit your videos like a professional. Number 1, select your footage so you can actually work with it. Okay, so now we're in Davinci Resolve, and what you see is in the Cut tab, I basically made a layer, and on that layer I just put all my footage. Then the second layer are the clips that I really like. I just put them one layer on top. Then if I really like the clips, I'll put them another layer on top. And then you also see clips disabled. I basically disable clips when I either already use them or I just want to get rid of them in the edit process, as that's something comes a step afterwards. First, everything is on the bottom layer, and if I'm sure I'll use a shot, I'll put it on the top line. Tip number 2, choosing the music. I use artlist.io for my music. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it does a job well. So for this video, I thought it would work well to use some kind of trailer music. As you see here, I just type in trailer. Quite some cool options pop up. Needs to be some power in there. And then next up, of course, is the duration that you need for this video. About 30 seconds would fit well. And here in the timeline, if I just drag that solo, there's a small fade in the beginning. Not too fast, not too slow. Step 3 is to edit your video to the music on the timeline. And this is where I use speed ramps and change speeds to emphasize the product basically. In this case, the t-shirts and the bottle that are visible in pretty much every shot. This compounded clip here, there are some cool transitions. The first one. Basically, they're edited with the same principle. I am here in the second compounded clip, and I'll show you expanding this open a bit more. Here you see clearly that I changed the speeds to emphasize the bottle. He's drinking there, and I think it should be a real moment for people to see, hey, this is the product, this is what we're talking about. Changing speed, you can double click, and let's see where it is. Change speed, change clip duration. I use a shortcut R for that, but I can also just hit the arrow and change the speed there. And also you can drag this guy out here so you can make it shorter or longer. It's just a bit more professional to ramp it up and ramp it down instead of having a really clear moment where, okay, now it's starting and now it stops. I do use that from time to time. I think it can be really nice. But for this video, I think it's just better to have it smoothen in. And you can, with these arrows, you can really emphasize that more. Meaning the longer this linear thingy, super smooth from 250 to 50. And here it's a bit harder, but I also like that a bit more with this clip. And there we go. Tip 4 is to color correct and color grade. So here we see a clip of the guy with his weights, training. So what I did in this case is first I made a timeline note for a color change in the entire timeline. I could do all the lighting myself in this specific example, in this shot. So what I thought was really important, because I could manually do all my lighting on the location. Most of the actual grade or actual color correct are going to be similar. Only so many shots that I have to grade individually or color correct individually. Basically, this is the before. So what I thought was really important is to give it some contrast. Let's go over to that tab. I definitely gave it a color boost. I gave it a pivot a bit. And after that, I also played around with the contrast, of course. But that was not really it for me. I thought a lot more things needed to happen for the clip to actually look nice. And that's where I changed to a clip note. And what I really miss in this shot, as it is like right now, I thought that the highlights were too bright, and I thought it needed a bit more vignetting, so the subject really stands out in that matter. This is how it looks without, and I think it's a nice shot, but I think it looks better with. So that's why I made that vignetting to more highlight the actual logo and their actual brand. The entire shot without that vignetting just really adds up more. That was my tip 4. And 5, last but not least, some additional sound design. With some extra sound design, this video would definitely lack some extra touch of spice, since a good transition always needs to be supported with the proper sound, which is only the music track. It definitely lacks some extra touch. Definitely, you're not, as a viewer, not that much into the video. So let's listen only to sound design right now. It already gives you an idea, or it gives you some kind of tension, like, oh, this is interesting, I want to see this. And then the entire sound design together. And that concludes the sound design. Let me know what you think that I should consider improving, and shoot me a message if you have any questions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.